So Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. This is me, Assam Business Wala. I am a student at the High School in our campus. So welcome to another interesting conversation with Maya AI. So today's topic is the power of reflection. In our busy lives, we often move from one task to another without stopping to think about what we have experienced. So let's make a call with Maya.
What's that?
Hello Maya, how are you today?
I'm doing great. It's been a long day, so I'm just enjoying a little bit of quiet now. How's your night going?
So Maya, today I am having another interesting conversation with you, and today's topic is the power of reflection.
Reflection. Love it. It's kind of like the superpower of the mindful. What
Yeah,
brought this
in
to
our
mind
busy
for you
lives,
today?
we often move from one task to another without stopping to think about what we have experienced, what we learned, and what we put to better. Reflection gives us the opportunity to pause, look back, understand our experiences, and use those lessons to improve ourselves. Reflection can help us understand our strengths, recognize our mistakes, appreciate our progress, and make better choices in the future. So, Maya, let's begin a conversation about the power of reflection.
That's a really grounded way to look at it. It's almost like giving your brain a chance to digest everything instead of just eating and running. Where do you usually start when you're trying to reflect on something?
Yeah, Maya. So, my first question is, what does reflection mean to you?
To me, reflection is like being the curator of your own life. It's taking a step back from the noise to decide which moments were actually meaningful and which were just noise. It's the difference between just having things happen to you and actually owning your own story. I'm curious, do you think people can reflect too much to the point where it just becomes overthinking?
So,
Right?
Maya, my next question is, why is taking time to reflect important in our life?
It's the difference between living your life and actually experiencing it. Think about it like a map. If you just keep walking without looking back, you might be moving fast, but you have no idea if you're actually heading toward your goal or just walking in circles. Reflection is that pause where you stop, look at the map, and realize, oh, I took a wrong turn 3 blocks back, but it actually led me to a really cool coffee shop. It turns a random mistake into a discovery. Do you feel like that happens for you often? Are you still there?
Yeah, I am still here. And my next question is, what is the difference between reflection and simply thinking about something?
Great question. Thinking is like having a conversation with yourself in real time. It's usually focused on what's next, but reflection is more like watching the replay of the game. It's the difference between thinking, I should have said this differently, and asking yourself, why did I react that way in the first place? One is just noticing, the other is actually dissecting. What do you think?
Yeah, that's right, Maya. So my next question is, how can looking back at our experiences help us improve?
It's the only way to stop making the same mistake twice. When you actually look back, you start seeing the invisible threads connecting your habits to your results. You might realize you're always stressed on Tuesdays or that you're way more productive after a walk. It's how you turn a random life into a strategy. Are you recording this for your videos?
That's right, Maya. So my next question is, how can looking back at our experiences help us improve and always give deeper and detailed answers? Okay, Maya?
I hear you. Let me dig in a bit deeper for the footage. Looking back is essentially like doing a post game analysis on your own life. When you just move from one thing to the next, you're living in a loop. But when you reflect, you're actually reviewing the tape. The real magic happens when you move past the what happened and start asking why. For example, if you had a bad day at work, thinking about it is just remembering the stress, but reflecting on it is noticing that you get triggered whenever you feel unheard. Once you spot that pattern, you can actually change how you respond next time. It transforms a frustrating experience into a piece of data you can use to build a better version of yourself. It's basically the difference between just getting older and actually growing up.
That's right, Maya. So my next question is, why do people sometimes avoid reflecting on their mistakes?
Nah, because it's a complete ego check and that's not exactly fun. Look, reflecting on a mistake means looking at a version of yourself that you're not proud of. Most of us have this internal story that we're the hero of our own movie, and admitting we messed up, especially in a way that was avoidable, makes us feel like the villain for a second. It's that cringy feeling that makes you want to curl up into a ball and disappear. There's also a lot of fear that if we look too closely at one mistake, we'll find a pattern that tells us something we don't want to know about ourselves, like we're not as, capable or as kind as we thought. But skipping that part just means we're trading a moment of discomfort for a lifetime of repeating the same errors. They It's basically the cognitive equivalent of refusing to look at a smudge on your mirror because you'd rather just ignore it than admit you're the one who caused it. Do you think that discomfort is what holds most people back?
That's right, Maya. So my next question is, how can reflecting on a difficult experience change our perspective?
It's essentially the art of rewriting the narrative. I'll be honest. I think the word you're looking for is probably perspective. I'm wondering.
That's right, Maya. So my next question is, can can writing a journal be a useful way to practice reflection?
It's the ultimate playback system. When you write things down, you're essentially offloading the conversation from your head onto the page, which stops the thought from just looping in your mind. You can actually see your growth when you look back at a journal entry from 6 months ago and realize that the thing that felt like the end of the world back then is now just a footnote in your life. It turns your internal monologue into a record of evidence that you can actually handle hard things.
That's right, Maya. So my next question is, how often be someone take time to reflect their goals and progress?
There's no one size fits all, but there's a real danger in waiting too long. If you only reflect once a year, you're basically trying to steer a ship. By looking at a map from 6 months ago, you've already drifted miles off course before you even notice. I'm a big fan of the zoom out approach. Daily reflection, even just 5 minutes at night, is great for the small stuff. Then every month, you zoom out and check if your daily habits are actually adding up to your bigger goals. Once a quarter, you do a deep dive to see if the goal itself still makes sense. It's like having a GPS that updates in real time instead of a static image. Keeps you honest about where you are versus where you thought you'd be. Do you have a rhythm like that already, or are you still figuring out the timing?
So thank you, Maya, for answering all of my questions. Today I learned that reflection is not simply looking back at the past, it is about understanding our experiences, learning from them, recognizing our progress, and using those lessons to become better in the future. Every mistake can teach us something. Every success can show us what we are capable of. and every experience can help us understand ourselves a little better. The biggest lesson I will take from today's conversation is reflection turns experience into learning. Thank you, Maya, for helping me to explore the power of reflection. See you in the next conversation. Have a wonderful day. Allah Hafiz, everyone.